Eric Tourtel, SVP Teads, yes. Alejandro Betancourt, Associate Founder of Vídeo, yes.
I need the clicker. Clicker is missing. The clicker. That's too much activity. Thank you, sir. Hi, everybody. I know you all came for the other guy. So I'll try to be as quick as I can. No, seriously, I'm really grateful to Jeremy for once again allowing us to be on main stage, and I'm even more grateful to Alejandro for sharing that stage with us. We are not yet a massive company in the industry, however we aim to be very soon, and sharing the stage with the largest advertiser on the planet, and possibly the most digital savvy advertiser in Latin America means a lot to me. But anyway, so we're going to start with a quote from Alvin Toffler. If you don't know Toffler, he was a futurist, a businessman, and a writer. He influenced tons of people, founder of AOL, and a lot of people. He wrote a bunch of books, two of which were really famous, The Future Shock and The Third Wave, in which he foresaw the importance in our day-to-day life of inventions such as cable TV, the internet, personal computers, and mobile communications. So, mobile communications, as you know, are everywhere. We did a focus group about 3 years ago. We asked people what they thought about the cell phone, what was the cell phone for them. And we had some funky answers like, it's my best friend, it's my third arm, or I couldn't live without it. So now if you think of your day-to-day life, I don't think there's any device, anything that you could relate using such words. No? You won't say my toaster is my best friend or my car is my third arm. So that's why mobile is a massive change for us. We all have been waiting for the year of the mobile, or at least all people in the industry like me, and that never came. No, the year is going to be that year, no, next year, no, it will never come. But it did come this year. So this year in the US, there's been more marketing dollars spent on mobile than on TV. Okay? And that means a lot. That means an awful lot. But at the same time, in the US, 85% of the video that run on mobile were TVCs. I'll say that again. 85% of the video that run on a small vertical device were created for an extra large panoramic screen. And in that case, if you want to see a scale, that's not even, that's the screen in your kitchen. It's not the extra large screen you have in your living room, and it's definitely not the gigantic screen creative agencies use to show the new videos to the client. No? So that's saying about the big, stupid thing happening in that scale. I'm not going to show you the countdown slide that says that people spend twice more time in front of a mobile screen than TV screen, but I'm going to show you this one, so you see the evolution in Latin America of mobile. It is massive, so we need to be ready for that. The other thing that is extremely important is online video concretely needs to be adapted to the media. In that case, you see that a customized online video is 5 times more effective than one that is not customized for the channel is running on. In terms of mobile, a mobile adapted ad gets 4 times more attention. And at the end, when we run ads, we want the attention of the users. That's fundamental. Okay? So, we want to go out and break from the TV standard. Actually, sir here, you spoke about a video long before. I'm going to show you what I think is the best ad of the year. I am 100% sure you know about the ad. I'm 100% sure you've seen the visual of the ad. I'm not that sure you saw the actual video. I haven't seen it until 10 years ago, by the way. So I'm going to show you and then explain to you what I think.
If people say your dreams are crazy, if they laugh at what you think you can do, good. Stay that way. Because what non-believers fail to understand is that calling a dream crazy is not an insult. It's a compliment. Don't try to be the fastest runner in your school or the fastest in the world. Be the fastest ever. Don't picture yourself wearing OBJ's jersey. Picture OBJ wearing yours. Don't settle for homecoming queen or linebacker. Do both. Lose 120 pounds and become an Ironman after beating a brain tumor. Don't believe you have to be like anybody to be somebody. If you're born a refugee, don't let it stop you from playing soccer for the national team at age 16. Don't become the best basketball player on the planet. Be bigger than basketball. Believe in something, even if it means sacrificing everything. When they talk about the greatest team in the history of the sport, make sure it's your team. If you have only one hand, don't just watch football, play it at the highest level. And if you're a girl from Compton, don't just become a tennis player. Become the greatest athlete ever. Yeah, that's more like it. So don't ask if your dreams are crazy. Ask if they're crazy enough.
But the first thing is, it completely broke the TVC standard, the typical 30-second ad you show your product as much as you can. The other thing is using Colin Kaepernick, which by the way isn't even a great quarterback. He's not, but he's the image of that movement of football players that decided to kneel during the national anthem to protest against police brutality. And associating the brand to that guy was extremely dangerous, and actually the backlash has been massive. I mean, you guys are marketers. Imagine thousands of people burning your products as a result of a campaign you pushed. Hey, that would cause position to a bunch of people. No, that's dangerous. The other thing is, and that's really very important for the rest of the presentation. What they did is they did a 2-minute video in a world dominated by mobile, where the attention span is average 5 seconds. So you do a 2-minute video, it's just a suicide. No one will ever see it. What they did is they made it so emotional that the time was irrelevant. And that's the beauty of it. And actually, I can think only of 2 spots that good, that created that many emotions, and both were from my friend right here. One was Mother from PNG for the Olympics, and the second was Like a Girl, also from PNG. Also 2 minutes video, super viral, etc. So again, 2 minutes video with an average span of 5 seconds is crazy. They have right now 30 million views and counting, and not paid views, organic views. So it's too early to see the results of the quarterly numbers of Nike because they haven't been published, but their online sales have been up 36% in the 3 weeks following the campaign. Okay, and that's to me that's key. That's really one way to break the TV model, let's say. So we're not all Nike, and you can't always do something like that. So it's very important to get really adapted to mobile, no? And again, 5-second average time is very short. You need to make sure you have the attention, you keep it. On that slide, that's just a regular campaign that we see that behavior across the board. The blue line is the completion rate, no? So the people that drop off as long as the commercial is going. The yellow curve is the emotion, happiness in that case. You see that 56% of the users are gone after 2 seconds. 56%, okay? And usually your brand is at the end. Only 20% of the people will see your brand at the end. So if you use a regular TVC, you're done. You're throwing money through the window. Anyway, I'm gonna give the clicker to my friend here.
Hey, how you doing? It's a pleasure to be here. Formula is a festival that's very close to my heart. And actually, I think it's a pretty unique festival in the industry. Otherwise, where else in the world would you find two ugly guys like Eric and myself standing in a runway for Super Bowls? Nowhere else, right? Thanks for that, mate. I'll never forget it. Now, in all seriousness, this is about the story of what has been our journey collectively with Teads over the course of the past year and a half. We try to figure out and decode this new world of a shorter attention span in what has been for us historically a culture of 30-second TV copy. That's what we know how to do, that's what our agency partners know how to do. The reality is, if we want to drive the best consumer experience ever, which is what we try to do on a daily basis, that's very important. That's not a minor thing to be considered. Because today, the data tells us that we're making some improvement, but we're not quite there. I'll show you some numbers. 7 out of 10 consumers are saying ads are annoying. And annoying ads are, in my point of view, a function of 3 things. First, too frequent. If you get served ads one after the other, that's just annoying, right? Second, ads that are irrelevant. So if you serve an ad that has nothing to do with you, that's just poor consumer experience. Third, whether it's not useful. If you just bought an electric toothbrush, I hope from us, Oral-B, and then 3 months later, I serve you an advertising saying, hey, it may be time to change the heads of the toothbrush, that's a useful experience. But if you bought something today and I keep hitting you over and over and over and over, that's just not a great consumer experience. The bad thing about it is that today, consumers who feel we're not delivering a great consumer experience have something to do about it. 30% of people are already using ad blockers. And if you're scared by that figure, I will give you a really scarier picture. That rate is growing at a double-digit pace year on year. So my 75-year-old dad might not know how to install an ad blocker if I serve him an ad that he doesn't like. But our millennial, centennial, Gen Z, whatever you want to call it, 18 to 34-year-old audience will know immediately how to put up an ad blocker. Think about what that means for everybody in this room. And for me, all of us, agency partners, tech partners, advertisers. If we keep delivering poor consumer experiences, we're going to run out of job. There will be no more ads to be served. Everybody's going to have an ad blocker. Now, everybody's looking at me like, ooh, don't be scared. The good news is the standard, at least from a format standpoint, let's forget for a second on creativity. From a media format standpoint, the standard has been out there since 2016. 2016, the Coalition of Better Ads, which was a massive movement, integrated by advertisers, by tech partners, by agency groups, many of you guys sitting in this very same room, conducted a large research which showed what type of formats consumers disliked and what type of formats consumers actually liked. So the standard is there, available for everybody. You can go on to Coalition for Better Ads right now, and you'll get a list. Yet we seem to be ignoring some of that. Now, there is a way around it, and my idea is to try to walk you through exactly that journey that we've been living over the past year and a half, right? Now, when we talk specifically the digital ecosystem, and in the outstream ecosystem to be more precise, remember the 70% I was telling you dislikes to be, or is annoyed by ads? They dislike being served an ad that is going to immediately flash sound at them, right? Many of you I see on your cell phones right now, imagine if someone would pop up. It would be incredibly disturbing, right? So that's an annoying experience. And that's even higher number than the US. So if we were looking at the US saying, okay, there's a reference, we crossed that line, my friends. In Latin American consumers are really annoyed by these poor consumer experiences. So how do we go about it? I have a very nerdy chart for you, because of course, at P&G, we're the only people that get excited about detergents and shampoo and deodorants and these kind of things. But I'll try to walk you through it, right? In the top left-hand side of the chart, you're going to see a creative that in a moment I'm going to play for you. It's a 30-second copy created for the big screen, not for the little screen. On the right-hand side of the corner, thanks to facial recognition technology, we're able to run some tests with the purpose of identifying the emotions that consumers were feeling when they were exposed to the message. So you see some nice lines there around happiness, confusion, and engagement, right? But more interestingly, you see in the blue circles some peaks that highlight great moments in terms of happiness or positive consumer experience, and you also see some kind of valleys which you would likely get rid of, right? So are you ready? Are you with me? We're going to play the ad, and you're going to see the bar going throughout the commercial. Please keep in mind the moment where it comes up. And I'm going to do it, I'm going to put the acid test, I'm going to play it sound off, right? Let's see this. Commercial starts, branding is there. First body, not so nice. We keep going. Then all of a sudden, oh, this is reaffirming. Beautiful, passion there, happiness. Full broad demo, not so great. Then you get another small peak there. Engagement keeps being pretty decent. Falls a little bit with the same model. Then goes up with the closure of the passion. Did you see that? You all saw how that went through, right? Now, what I didn't tell you is that the light-colored blue line that is there reflects the view-through rate, which means, in other terms, that at least the two highest peaks of my copy, nobody was watching. Or less than 10% was watching. That's to be fair, right? Not to massage the data, my friend. Now, that's a big problem, right? So now you have the data, and now you're supposed to just, again, go to my friends at Teads Studio and say, okay, my friends, you gotta help me here. And we gotta reconfigure this ad that has already been shot. The production money has been spent, but we need to put something out there that represents a valuable or a good consumer experience for our consumers. We can't just go and put the 30-second sound off that I just showed you. Just clearly it's not gonna work. Now, extra data, this is the first data set that we got when we put that through the image recognition technology. Second set of data, look at the differences between age groups and look at the differences in happiness when sound is on and sound's off. So left-hand side of the chart, it seems to be that the highest positive association is in young audiences. Great job. Everybody knows that's a very tough audience to please. So good job there. Another piece of insight, let's park it there. Right-hand side of the chart, what you see is that the biggest value that you get on sound off seems to be around the product message, which is something that we clearly cannot let go if we're trying to relaunch a brand and communicate a message, right? Communicate a product message or a claim. So the insight there alludes to maybe trying to resort to captions as a way to help get the message across. Want to see what the final one was? Let me show you. 4 insights. A skin around the ad to increase the branding. Right? If you remember, there were some peaks and valleys. So having the branding there from moment 0 helps a lot. Second, the reinforcement of the messages with power captions. Again, this is not a movie in the theater where you have everything subtitled. This is just power lines. Right? And third, the insight of what audience should then we go after with more intentionality in the understanding that this is the audience that is receiving the advertising best. So again, from a simple image recognition study, you drive at least 3 insights out. First, how to optimize the message that you're delivering, the product message, which was not so hot when we saw the charts in the previous slide. Second, you get a targeting recommendation out of that. And third, you get to play a little bit with reconfiguring an ad that has already been produced. Okay? That was the second learning that we had. Power captions were very useful in the case of Head & Shoulders. This is a 30-second copy. This one was a much shorter piece of creative, which we then had to tackle differently. Right? The message was very clear. Now, anybody care to guess the performance sound off versus sound on? Yeah, we didn't either, so I don't blame you. Purple line is sound on. Yellow line is the optimized version with sound off. So the second creative I played cheating with sound on, playing sound off outperforms sound on. So this is the new storytelling. This is the revolution that being able to play in this format allows us to do whenever we have the intelligence to be able to reconfigure the creative and deliver a better consumer experience. So again, it's about making sure you understand what is the superior consumer experience I want to drive. Make sure that you have the intelligence in your hands to make decisions, actual decisions, even on commercials that have been shot already. And third, be brave to have a partner to help you reconfigure that. Right? So I look for more stuff now.
So if you think that's only for PNG videos and that kind of videos, we tested 234 ads across all categories, etc. You have an idea of the difference in terms of emotions generated by sound on versus sound off? That's about that. It's exactly the same. Having said that, it's not exactly the same. About 1/3 of the sound on performed better than sound off, about 1/3 was the same, and about 1/3 was sound on was better. So you always need to optimize. I'm going to show like a couple of examples because we don't have that much time. If you want, we have 96 slides, creative playbook, so drop by the booth, we'll send you that. As Alejandro showed, a very, very good way to be relevant even without sound is simply to include captions, not subtitles, but captions to highlight the qualities of the product or whatever message you want to send. So that's not brain surgery, it's not rocket science, but nobody does it. So you really, really, really need to do something like that. Another example is pretty, if it works, yeah. So in that case, we tested the video again with facial recognition, and we figured out that the moment where she turns her head and looks at the camera is the highest level of emotion within the whole video. So since we had to run it on mobile, and we knew something that long would never, ever, ever work, we just created a display ad with that. Simply by activating through the scroll, would have the lady turning her head. And that's super simple. But that's crazy. We got a CTR of 2.5% for that. Okay, that's 5 times the benchmark. People just love it. It's just super simple. We just cut a little bit of the TV ad that would have zero chance to make anything. And we had the brand presence is there since the first second, and that's it. And that was that simple. Another example for Pampers, actually, what we did is, because the video would never work, we simply created a click and blow. So you would tap on it, blow on your phone, and I would move the baby's hair. And that's nothing. We didn't invent anything. That was the video that they gave to us. It was exactly we just animated it for mobile. So again, we're going to close now. 40 seconds, that's fantastic. It's first time on time. You see? I told you. I'm going to finish with another quote from a guy I actually had the chance to have lunch with last month in Buenos Aires. It's, if you want to understand how animals live, you don't go to the zoo, you go to the jungle. That lunch that we had, he explained to me that he's been once hired by a Japanese firm to increase the sales. And what he did was he invited the CMO to spend the weekend at a very humble person's house. so he would understand how he lives and how to communicate with that person, because obviously they don't have the same social status, that that wouldn't simply talk the same language. Another example was for Kinder, actually the chocolate egg Kinder. It was also hired to increase the sales that were declining, and instead of eating reports and reports and reports and spreadsheets, he went to the kiosk and he put himself in the feet or in the shoes of an 8-year-old. So he would just go down and walk around the kiosk, and he figured out that there were no Kinder eggs at the eye level of an 8-year-old. So if the 8-year-old doesn't see the Kinder egg, he's not going to ask for that, and the parents will never buy that. And simply by changing that, the sales went up massively. So he went to the jungle. So my recommendation is, our recommendation is simply to skip the zoo, go to the jungle. If you want to create brand equity, if you want to do amazing campaigns and increase the sales, skip the zoo, go to the jungle, and because your jungle is everything, that's where the growth is. So welcome to the jungle.
P&G on here, someone is definitely going to ask a question here, so they're looking forward to. Who has a question on that session?